You can hear yourself on there?
Sound like an angel.
Hey guys, welcome to Doobies and Dollars podcast. And today I got comedian and my friend Ben Jackson.
What's the deal?
Hey, how you doing today?
Oh, life is good. It's 420.
Hell yeah.
You know.
You ready to get lit with me after?
Oh man, I had pregame with you before I got here, so because I knew that you was.
Yeah.
So I'm ready.
Okay. All right. So, how you been? I haven't talked to you in a second.
It has been good. I've been good. You know, outside of dealing with regular life that everyone has to deal with. You know what I'm saying? I try not to get too on the low with that.
Yeah.
Because I got other stuff going on. So, been getting to travel.
Okay, I see. Okay, so let's talk about your next event.
Okay. I'm on this. I've been touring. Smaller tours, but it was started off as the comics best kept secret tour with some guys out of we had Houston, Louisiana, Atlanta, St. Louis, and Florida represented.
Dang, a good little link up.
Yeah, it was a nice little link up, and all funny guys, and we hit Vegas, we did Atlanta, couple towns in Texas, and moved around Oklahoma City. We've been doing some things. So now me and my guys, the comedy crew that I'm a part of, the Wildest in Comedy. You'll see that name a lot. The Wildest in Comedy coming up a lot.
Okay.
Jeremy Can, Jay Can, Shabazz, Playtime, Rambo, Too Funny. Shout out to them. But yeah, we finally start moving around. We got San Diego coming up.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Oh man, it's my first time going to San Diego. I always want to go.
Okay.
I just went to LA for the first time.
I've never been to LA, but I've been to San Diego.
Okay, you've been to San Diego.
Okay, so I haven't been to San Diego since it's been legal.
Since it's been legal to go there?
No, like the green.
Okay.
Yeah. I went years ago, and to be honest, going to California, I would say, is just different than out here because, we're used to like Southern hospitality and just friendliness, like walking into places, being greeted, and it's just something we're accustomed to. Out there, they don't really do that, and it comes across as rude, but they're not being rude, that's just them.
Right. Well, when I was out in LA.
But that might be a different vibe than LA because it's a good mixture of people and just. It's different than San Diego.
Hey man, I'm gonna be cool. You ain't gonna see shit to me when I get out there. But I'm looking forward to it. I know them West Coasters be different.
Yeah.
I got a lot of homies from the West Coast, men and women. So not too many from San Diego.
Okay.
But we'll see. I was looking up towns near San Diego, and all of them were Spanish.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know nobody in El Cabal, El de Grande. There was a whole bunch. There was a bunch of stuff over there. I was like, I don't know nobody over there.
Okay, so keep in mind if you do have time to go, like sightsee and stuff. If you're looking for a beach and you come across Coronado Island, just be mindful you have to go over a really, really, really huge bridge.
Like you go up in the air?
Yeah, it's kind of high.
Like when you say you gotta go up it. Like,
well, I mean, you're driving on it, but it's like, okay, so Galveston Beach, and you have to cross that thing. It's nothing like it's big. Like
you gotta drive up in the air.
Like it's high. It's a high freeway. How they have it structured. Maybe they're used to it, but I know out here we're not used to it, and it was something that it kind of startled me. I mean, it didn't scare me as much as being on the mountains.
Right. Well, I'll ride by it. What's the grounded beaches? They got some of those.
Okay, there's La Jolla.
Yeah, I fuck with those. I don't need to dive before I get to the beach.
Yeah. So it's just a whole different vibe out there.
I'm at the ride blindfolded up there in the back seat with a local.
Oh yeah, somebody that's used to doing that.
Yeah, I went to the Virgin Islands one time, and they like in the movies where they be riding on like damn near on off. It feels like they riding off the edge
Okay,
of the
so
mountain.
be
Like,
very mindful. I had to understand this when I went to Denver. Just if you're scared of stuff like that, because I am, like, I can't be up in the air, but you be on the sides of these mountains
why you?
because you get on the sides of these mountains with no ledges.
That's what I'm
So,
saying.
and then their speed limits, like, go their speed limits. They tell you 5 miles an hour, go 5 miles an hour because you feel it. It's a different feeling.
Yeah, I ain't trying to end up on unsung.
And then when you look down, people look really small, so you know just how high. No fun that you are. Yes.
No, I'm good on that one. I'm gonna go to any beach that I don't even, I'm small, so I don't even get in the water past 5 feet. Anything past 5 feet, it might get my feet. So I ain't getting up in the air like that.
Okay. So tell Doobies and Dollars what got you into being a comedian.
I always been told that I was funny growing up. Of course, that's the cliche thing that every comic say. But didn't really want to do it. Well, never really thought to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my friends wanted to do it when we was like 20, 21 years old.
Okay.
And then I was like, if you do it, I try to be supportive. I was like, if you do it, I'll do it with you. And then they called me back like a week later. It's like, yeah, the people wanted me to. So I was like, that was bullshit. I was just trying to support you. I was trying to hype you up.
Yeah.
And then I went and did it, and it was like the craziest rush I'd ever had in my life. Like at that time in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And it almost feel like when you be talking about when people be talking about crackheads or when you get your first crack high.
Okay, how does that compare?
I'm gonna tell you, because people like you chasing that high.
Okay.
You ever hear when people say they chasing that first high that they ever got?
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't even tell you, like, it's hard to describe because I've done a lot of stages and stuff since then. It's hard to describe in complete detail about that first time and feel like every joke that I told and everything like that. But my whole body kind of lights up about it because it was that moment.
Yeah.
And it don't do that. I mean, I could talk about other times I did great shows and stuff like that, or did and had a lot of different fun. But when you speak about my first time, it's a different so it's like that first high, and I'm chasing. I can remember a bunch of shows, but like that one, it was just so fast, such a blur. But it was 10 minutes of comedy. I was like, whew, I got off heartbeat. I was like, okay, I think I need to keep doing this.
Okay, so you just kind of ran.
I kind of fell into it, and then was just only getting booked to do like a comedy show like every 2 months. So I wasn't really doing comedy until I met some people at a show that I was doing who was supposed to be opening up for me. And I was supposed to be headlining, and they like bust my ass. Like they was funny as shit. And I'm just getting started. I was like, man, give it up for these two guys that you heard. And then afterwards, I was like, man, where the hell y'all be at? I'm trying to be in y'all space. Because, this ain't getting me, this just getting me a little change in my pocket. And some people saying, oh, my friend do comedy. Like, I want to be where y'all at. And they took me to the open mic, and they told me about the open mic, and I just started hitting it from there. It was like, I was going out 4 or 5 times a week, 4 or 5 days a week, going out from like 7 to like 2 in the morning, going to work,
just get off. Hard.
That's how it was like early, like for the like first 4 years.
Okay.
Grinding.
So I'm glad you brought that up because that is a really, really big grind. So you need to tell these people out here that's listening that thinks they could just start something, and it's like I know a lot of people who start something and they get discouraged because they're not popping off at different things, not just comedy, and then they kind of give up. But it's like how you've been grinding. That's how I've been grinding with my stuff for 3 years now. Like just going hard.
So I would say that I mean, like if deep down you suck, you should stop. Like I know you're thinking like, hey man, I'm sucking now. Maybe I can get better. If you don't deep down, like man, I've been sucking for a while. probably switch it up. Now, if you get past that point,
How do you give that reality check? Because a lot of people that were stuck there, I would feel like the majority. So when do you give yourself that reality check? Like, okay,
I don't know. I ain't never just sucked. So,
oh,
but I don't know. I mean, but I be hearing stuff that I do or do. I ain't never just sucked. But
okay.
I mean, I just like, man, that's like, woo.
You've been on your grind.
Yeah, I mean, but you do have to hold yourself accountable or whatever like that. So that's why I try not to allow myself to get to a certain point of constantly working or whatever, and they go back into the grind of like constantly working. For me, it'd be hard for me to like stop and quit only because like I done a lot of different things. So, like no matter where you see me at right now, or whatever. I've done a lot of different things in the past. Enough work that's been put together, and then I'm still doing things now and getting better. Still young enough to the point where I feel like you just never know. You might quit today, and tomorrow was your turn.
Yeah.
So I just never feel like you never just know when you're gonna wake up and then you get your call because I can turn around and you can say, well, what, just that. Well, I got these certain contacts in my phone. I have these type of things set up.
Yeah, because you build this networking.
Right, and of course, it's on me to keep putting in the work or whatever, and keep making myself. That's why I'm putting out, like I said, when I put out the album, a lot of people don't do.
Okay, tell us about that. When is the album dropping?
It's dropping May 9th, Mother's Day.
Okay.
Too Tough, the sequel to the first album, is tough. I recorded it. It's actually a long time coming because it was supposed to be done. Somewhere in the last year, because I recorded it the day before the world shut down. I called it the day I had the last show. I ain't gonna say the name of the place, but I had the last show, comedy show at this place before Corona hit. Well, before they said everybody go in the house, and in the beginning of the thing, I'm kind of like talking like, hey man, you say we ain't going. But so when people hear it now, it's kind of cool that I didn't get to put it out earlier because now it's almost like a reflection. Because it's kind of hard to think back to like times before Corona sometimes. Yeah, because stuff gets so jumbled up. It's different. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of in the beginning. A lot of in the album, you kind of hear like this. Still, I'm kind of a couple jokes and I'm kind of talking as if hey man, y'all ready? I talked about when people was taking all the tissue and shit, and so it's and this was done March the 15th or whatever. So it's before everybody was doing all them damn ran over as hacky as Corona jokes. Okay. This was done. This recorded right before. You know what I'm saying? Because I even talk about, I was like, man, they say y'all gonna be at home, man. Y'all going to really be at home with y'all women, man. Yeah. Y'all going to really be, So, to go back, I put out these albums because when I go out, like when I say we're going out to the West Coast and everything like that, I don't do all the internet videos. Shout out to everybody who do the internet stuff.
Now, what do you mean by that?
That I don't do
like them. The skits?
I don't do them as frequently as others. So that don't mean that I'm not working. And you know what I'm saying? So I have to, when I go out and to these other places, when I turn around and say, oh, let me see Instagram or whatever like that. And because I'm a comedian, stand-up comedian and everything like that. So when they say, let me see what you have. They really just want to see what you got. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So if you see this, the Instagram, okay, sometimes okay. All right. But now, I'm a stand-up comedian. I have a body of work. I have 45 minutes of comedy here. And then I have another 45 minutes of comedy here that's completely different. Yeah. And then you probably just see me do 30 minutes that ain't on neither one of those albums. So that's over 2 hours of comedy right there. Yeah. If you want to put me somewhere, if you want to make, because how often will you see 2 hours of comedy or from one person thrown anywhere? You won't. You'll see people broken up in 5-minute segments, 10 minutes,
Yeah.
20 minute, 30 minute. You gotta be big time to get to 45 minutes out.
Mhm.
And I ain't you can dissect it and or whatever, but I can keep an audience. I can
Yeah.
keep people's attention, and it's funny. So there's my work,
Mhm.
So uh, when people are doing things like when I said I don't do the internet as
Mhm.
much as others, just because things that you can't look at the wave and say, "Damn, I can't win because of the wave."
Yeah.
You just gotta it's little bitty boats in the water, it's big boats in the
Mhm.
water, it's people swimming in the water, fishes in the water. It's a lot of shit surviving in the water. So you can't don't just jump out and say because of the water. You know what I'm saying? You have to turn around and say, okay, well shit, I ain't got no big boat, so I'm finna fuck it up with this one paddle I got. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but you figure it out. Of course, you ain't the water. That's life and death. With this, way easier. When you put it all the way up to there like that,
In perspective,
it makes it so much easier to turn around and because everybody's doing something. Everyone is wanting to be independent entrepreneur. They want to be able to wake up and not want to have to wake up at this time unless it's a necessary need for them to be up at this time. So if that's what you want to do, you just got to keep going. Like I said, I couldn't imagine myself going back and not going back or just stopping because this is just what I do, and of course I don't want to just be a Houston legend, but at the same time, how could I stop?
You gotta keep going.
How could I stop? So I could be 50 and pop off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just stay fresh. I stay current. I try to stay always hungry. So anytime a piece of meat, because that's just how I be feeling. They throwing pieces of meat out and seeing who gonna get it or whatever. So I just need to keep my fangs sharp. I ain't gonna catch every piece of them.
That's a good way to think about it.
You know what I'm saying? You just gotta keep sharp. You run past people. I remember I did the Shaq All Stars auditions like six years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think I went to the second part of the showcase, but there was so many people there from all over that came over. People that came from the one in this city didn't make it, and they got on in this city. So it was like over 100 comics, 56 of no, it was hundreds of comics there. People in there, man,
just trying to audition.
Yeah, trying to audition for the Shaq All Star thing. It was popping like that, and I didn't get on there or whatever, but the relationships I done worked with a lot of those guys who are because we were the crop that was coming up.
Yeah.
Anyways, if we don't get it right now, you stay around, you keep doing your thing, eventually it's just how life works, I believe.
I'm with you on that.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you stay you put out good energy, you put out good product, you make yourself a good person to work with, pleasant, you fun, or whatever you do, and you stay hungry with it.
Yeah.
Something's gonna pop. Sometimes you might have to switch it up. You might not be. It might get to the point where when I get 40, I might move into like producing or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm in the realm or whatever. So now instead of, I've always been producing comedy. I'm just not producing my comedy, but it's still my comedy because I'm the producer. People shouldn't people don't worry about labels. Just worry about is you working and is you happy. I want to be working and happy.
Yeah. See, that's what I try to tell people too. Like, I'm totally with you on that. People don't want to put in the work. They give up too soon. They don't want to hold themselves accountable. They don't want to be consistent.
And they got outside sources that might be pushing them to, and you need to do this, you need to do that. You have the negativity, like you can't do this. Like I tell people all the time, I couldn't even imagine being a comedian growing up. That's why it was easy for me to say, nah, I can't be no comedian because I ain't look up and see no comedian It wasn't no school for it. It wasn't no. I didn't know nobody who in my neighborhood that
Hmm.
grew up and became a comedian. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Um, but I look up now, and my 11-year-old daughter be talking, I'm funnier than you. Or we gonna have a joke off one day. We gonna have a competition. I'm gonna beat you. Yada
Oh.
yada yada. But that's what I created, an idea that she could. She might not ever grow up to be a comedian, but that's a. We're in an era where it's like so many jobs that didn't exist 20
Yeah.
years ago when we was kids.
Yeah.
Comedians did, but it's so many different. Podcasting didn't exist.
Neither did content creating.
You
They're
know
like,
what I'm
what's an
saying?
influencer? What's a content creator? What is
And
this?
then when you go into that content creator and influencer, then you got levels to that.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So you
Yeah.
talking about thousands, 20,000s of jobs. You talking about that all you want to do is just clock in.
Yeah.
Not to knock it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying if that's what you want to do. If it's not for you because it's a lot, like I was talking about with the grinding and being out late and everything, we you know how it is. We take nice pictures.
Yeah.
Be tired of shit. But we gonna when the picture come
Yeah.
up to take the picture, me and that motherfucker looking lit in the
Yeah.
that was like the 7 pictures. Like, God damn, man, come
It's
on, man.
work.
But when it's on the IG, it's like these niggas is lit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a lot. It look good, but it's a lot to come with it. Missing your kids, missing your family, missing your a lot to come with it.
Yeah.
And you ain't even rich.
Yes. And I tell people that and just want to put it into perspective. One, I feel like nothing's wrong with going to work a 9 to 5 job.
Right.
But if you're going to do that, then damn it, you need to be the best one at
Exactly.
it. Like if I ever went back to working a job, like I'm gonna be the manager.
Right.
I'm gonna be the boss. I'm not going to that position. And so I feel like yes, we do need those worker bees out there, but just
Right.
be good at it.
And it's tough. It's tough to go in and have to like you really are like whatever you're doing, you're serving somebody else.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You're in service to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And on stage, I'm servicing someone else. So, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to those, with any type of job, it's tough. But you got to be able to decompress. Find some type. People don't really find ways to decompress. I grind my whole time doing this. Was never unemployed. I didn't get fired or nothing like that. It was my outlet when I went to working in the hospital, going from the hospital to working in a psych hospital, and seeing, I'm talking about the worst case scenarios in emergency in Houston, like the wildest.
Yeah.
And my decompression was, I knew that when I left off here, it was like Clark Kent. When I leave out here, I go from this guy that working up here to Ben Jackson.
Yeah.
Comedian Ben Jackson. Like, I'm like, hey man, I gotta go because
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's my outlet.
Yeah.
That was my outlet to keep going because I had a dream. Something. Now, when you work in that job, I think that it's hard. I don't know what my dreams was as a kid. I don't remember them. And a lot of people, some people do remember. I think it would be tough for me if I did remember my dreams and I wasn't able to do them. But some of these people out here remember their dreams and didn't reach them, and it sucks. You got to find different outlets, different ways, different hobbies, different things so when you go out there and do your job, because your job is you didn't get to do your dream job.
Okay.
Now you have to do what you got to do to survive. The same thing as a lot of our parents did. You know what I'm saying? You can't. Nowadays people so sensitive with different things. You can't just be out here doing different motherfucker fire you. You know. So you can't go up in there with that type of energy. You shouldn't want that. I don't want to go in nowhere and be pissed off all day. I don't want to be. I don't want to go walk in here doing your podcast for an hour or whatever. The whole time we sitting up here, I'm thinking about some shit that I just did. Somebody that just pissed me off. before I came, and it's on my mind. I'm answering no, and you can tell every time you be like,
Yeah.
okay, Ben, so da, da, da. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
'Cause
like, what the and that's
yeah.
how people work.
Yeah,
People work like that.
you can't go to your jobs doing that either. And just like people look at this, oh, that's so easy because you can kind of work for yourself, but it's even harder. You got to hold yourself accountable. So when you have a job, you got your boss telling you what your schedule is. You got them telling you, okay, they're gonna pay you this for this hours. You got to do this work. They're telling you all this stuff to do. People don't realize when you don't work for yourself, you have to tell yourself all these things. So
Right.
it's like you not only are working for yourself, but you're your boss, and you have all these other roles that you have to play. Just it's work.
It's a lot of work. Like with becoming independent and everything like that.
Mhm.
When I hit 30, I was I think 30 for me was like started like reflection more. Maybe like a couple years before when I was getting towards 30,
Okay, yeah,
28,
I would say about 29, 30 is
28,
when I
29,
got
whatever.
that.
You start kind of because you kind of this the first time you ever kind of like as an adult you get to take a whole clunk of stuff and
Mm,
look at like what you did. Like as a kid, your mama and daddy kind of running
yeah,
shit, and you think you grown at like 18, 19. So them shits don't count. But
yeah,
like 20, well, even from like 18 to like 30, or even if you go 20 to 30, you got like this whole like gap, and you just looking back like, damn, I'm moving into this next stage of 30. Once you hit 30, you ain't going backwards.
yeah. It's another stage in
Right.
life,
So
definitely.
right. So you just like, okay, you look back, you're in this age of like reflection,
Hmm.
and I just kind of be like, okay, what I want for myself, the type of energy that I want to put out. The main thing is like when I'm doing my stuff, I'm looking back, and I look back and say, okay, why aren't you where you want to be now? And one of my things, a lot of people, I think one of the things that when you used to ask me why people don't, why people quit or different things, they don't,
Mm,
and the tough questions and stuff like that,
yeah.
they don't ask themselves tough questions. Like for me, I look at something, why aren't you where you want to be? One of my issues is discipline. Now, discipline works. The thing about it, every word can be flipped in so many different ways.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So you might say, okay, well, he's done this. He can go to work. He can do that. He seems disciplined enough.
Yeah.
It ain't disciplined enough. On the outside, it may look so, but
Yeah.
if you're not getting the results that you want, then that means you're not disciplined enough. And I have to look myself in the mirror and say that you obviously aren't disciplined enough.
Hmm.
When you can pick out your certain things that you could just change those things. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? And like I say, at 25, 25, I could tell you my flaws, but I wouldn't just necessarily. So I may talk about
Hmm.
changing them.
See, I don't think I could even do that at 25. I think mine was more around the it was
Well, I was smart enough to like talk back to you, like, oh, I can tell you my shit, da, da,
okay.
da, da. And
Yeah.
then it'd be like, all right, back to my flaws,
Yep. Yep.
back
Yep.
to these flaws, you
Yep.
know. So
Dang.
that's how it is, you know. So now it's just okay. To look in the mirror on what can you do to better yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you can continue to try. So like you say, you don't want to go back to,
Hmm.
to the working world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This pandemic should show you that you just don't really necessarily want to just. It's tough to be feeling like you just waiting for just to just not be good.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It makes you kind of kick it in overdrive
Oh
to be like
yeah.
you're like, you know what? I tell you what, if this shit hit again in 5 years, I ain't gonna give a fuck about that 1400.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But
No.
shout out to them 1400s though. All three of them, all trees of them.
Shout out. Yes. Yes. Okay. So, tell them again. May 7th. What is
May
going
May
down?
9th, Mother's
9th.
Day.
Mother's Day. Okay. Okay.
Mother's Day. Um, my second album, Too Tough, is coming out. My first album is available already. It came out
So
2019.
I got your first album. So when I met you, how did you just put out that first
It
album?
might have been, that was like, what, 2019 maybe? I think we met
Yeah.
2018, 2019.
I've known you at least probably 2 years now.
Yeah, so it might have been, I think I put it out, so the first time we met was at the Smoke Fest, I think, was it?
Okay.
I think
When
that
I
was the
met
first
you, that was the second time.
time. Second time?
Okay, so let me tell you when I first met you. When I first met you, you were doing a podcast, and I was managing a videographer at the time.
Where was it?
At
With who?
Urban Flower with D Will.
That was during the pandemic, wasn't it? Or before?
No, before it wasn't. But it was. I didn't.
I remember that.
It was before.
I remember that.
Because even at the Smoke Fest,
I remember that.
even at the Smoke Fest, it was before the
I remember that.
Yep.
And I want to say that.
That's when I first met you. I'm like, oh, I do not like him, and then you're like,
I do remember that now.
Oh no, okay. So I saw you there. I saw you. We just kept running into each other.
So then the Smoke Fest, I think.
Okay, and then the Lemonade Girl. The Friendsgiving.
Yeah, the Friendsgiving podcast, and we walked in. So hey, I remember you.
Yeah.
And
I think after that we just kind of like became friends.
Yeah, it was like, okay. And I've seen you 3 times. I always say 3 times a charm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay. And it was like 3 times quick. And you know, people be doing so much shit in Houston. You move around.
Yeah, we kept running into each other.
I got friends, I got comedian friends who I've talked to, and I ain't seen them in shit since before the pandemic started. I know they're doing shows. We just don't never cross
No,
paths.
we always cross paths. It's weird. We're always at like the same events and stuff.
When we came out to the show.
Oh yeah. But at that point, I was like, "Okay, this has been my friend."
Right,
so
right.
I'm gonna.
You was like, I was like, I'm right down the street. Pull up.
You a show right on the show. I'm like,
pull up.
let's go check this out.
That was a cool night. That was a crazy night.
That was. I liked your friend too. She was cool.
Man, that was crazy. Motherfucker, I feel like a piranha.
Yeah. But that was a pretty cool night. So before we wrap this up, is there anything you want my guests to know?
My website, whereyouben.com, WHERUBEN.com, whereyouben.com. You can see everything that I got coming up.
And that's BEN.
BEN, yeah. Designed the website myself. So you can do anything you want.
So I'm going to put all of your links, all your socials, your websites down in the descriptions.
So you'll see everything. The album, like I said, my first album is on all streaming platforms. I got you your gift.
Oh, what you got me?
You know what I'm saying? It's a little small little token. You know, everybody likes to drink. We drinking.
Oh yeah.
Got the little shot glass. It's made off the album. So my album cover, all the greats in every genre has an album with a baby picture or a kid picture on it.
I was gonna ask, is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Hey, they're taking my shot.
Yeah. You take a little shot with a little bin.
Whereyouben.com.
And so yeah, that's one of my I guess you could say one of my some of the merch for the album. I got a lot of different little merch that's coming out.
Okay, definitely let me know.
So yeah.
I'm all about cross promotion and supporting friends.
I'm proud of you for having this.
Oh, thank you.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't talk about it, but you know we also have our ordained ministry license.
So we're both ordained ministers.
You know what I'm saying? So you know
we got it. We were gonna collab on that, so I haven't forgot about like what
our ideas. Stuff be going on. So
yeah,
but it's there. Ain't nobody.
Yeah, I haven't forgot it. I was like, damn, we're definitely.
Man, I got so many irons on the fire. I'm just sitting there. I just put them right to the side. I ain't dumped the food out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't burnt them. I'm just put them right here. There's a lot of irons to fire, so I still got my stuff.
Okay.
We still good in Texas.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you for coming on Do We Say Dollars.
It's time to get the doobies in.
Hey, it's smoke time.